Post commentary Q&A part 4, you know the drill. Hi Poly, what do you think about Cinch players? I think they're toxic, wink. Hey Poly, this might be a stupid question, but why Bard? So the reason why I main Bard is a little weird. A few years ago when my channel was pretty small, I used to main champions like Thresh, Blitzcrank, Lux, and just whatever random champion I wanted to play at the time. But then I chose Bard one day and my channel just happened to get a lot of viewers, so people just started to call me the Bard guy since I just so happened to be uploading Bard content during like that week or so when my channel was blowing up. And over time, I kinda got Stockholm Syndromed into playing it more by my viewers, and I didn't really mind, so I just kept playing him. I realized you swap the positions on your scoreboard. Why? Like, it looks weird to me, but I like to know your thought process. Here's a basic sketch of my gaming setup. The summary is I just like having my champion placed directly in front of my eye level, which is usually the top of the scoreboard, just because I got used to seeing myself in the exact spot over the years. And when I play other roles like jungle or top or something, then I would also drag myself up there since it's just more comfortable for me to see my items and stuff faster. Hi Polly, would you be down to play a game of chess? Yeah, okay. Pawn to e4. My question is, at what point in your life did you have a sense of direction, like a job you wanted to do or go to uni? Did you have anything else in mind and it didn't work out? I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I and most other people my age still have absolutely no clue what they're doing in life. Like, I never actually had plans on becoming a content creator when I was in college. I just uploaded videos for fun as a hobby, and it just kind of naturally happened to work out the way it did. If I didn't do YouTube stuff, I'd probably have gotten the job in something 3D or design related. Even nowadays, I don't really have a big sense of direction in life. Like, I just kind of live every day to the fullest and enjoy things in the moment. But I think life's more fun that way when you don't know what's going to happen next. Hey Polly, I started to play Bard because of you. Do you have any tips for a new player on Bard? Try to use your ultimate on an enemy when they're close and not too far from you, since it's a projectile, so the enemy can dodge it pretty easily if they see it coming from so far away. What are the single player games you spent the longest time playing? And what genre is your favorite game genre to play? I think Pokemon Ruby was the game I played the most when I was young, but the most recent single player games I've spent a lot of time on were probably Fire Emblem Engage and Breath of the Wild. I don't really have a favorite genre honestly, like I just play whatever. Also, why not do shorts on your main channel? Okay, so I'll be real, this comment actually kept me awake for like the last 2 to 3 days. So the main reason why I don't do shorts on the main channel is because when I researched about it a while back, apparently it was really bad to upload shorts in the long run because TLDR, people that subscribe to you for your shorts usually don't actually watch your long-term video content. So I read somewhere that because YouTube sees that like a big percentage of your subscribers aren't clicking on your new videos, the algorithm just goes like, oh, I guess this video is not good, so we'll just not recommend it to other people. And that leads to channels just dying and not getting any views, even with high subscriber counts. It's why you see those like channels with like 1 million subscribers, but then they don't even average like more than 10k views per video. So I was actually planning on starting a new channel just for shorts content to make sure that my main channel didn't just randomly die from this weird thing. But no joke, I read this comment a few days ago and I was just like, what if I'm wrong? Like, what if the things I read online was just complete bogus? It's crazy, right? Like, who would ever type something wrong on the internet? So after multiple days, literally just laying in bed thinking about what I should do, I asked my chat one day and then one guy said this, what if you put it on the Variety channel? And for some reason, my brain just exploded. Like, how did I not think of this before? Because it just made complete sense to upload shorts on my Variety channel, especially since it got monetized very recently. Like, even if I started uploading on a separate shorts channel, it would probably take me years to even get that monetized since I was starting from scratch again. And since my Variety channel isn't really that popular right now, there's like zero risk in the possibility of it dying since, you know, you can't kill what was never alive, you know? So remember a few videos ago when I said to subscribe to my shorts channel? Just forget about that, okay? I'm never uploading on that one. I'm just gonna put shorts on the Variety channel and see how it goes. I'll leave the shorts channel as it is for now in case I really need a 4th channel for some reason later down the line. But yeah, thanks for the suggestions honestly. Like, I just can't believe I didn't even think about this angle we could have taken. Do you plan to live in your city in Korea forever? Or is there another city or even another country continent you'd like to spend some of your life? Right now, the only other place I would want to live in is probably Japan, since everything is just way more convenient like in Korea, but only if I can still do content creation online. Getting a regular job like in a company or something in both Korea and Japan is a nightmare for the most part. Do you have any tips for learning a second language? I'm trying to right now and it's getting really hard trying to remember things like grammar and sentence structure and stuff. I guess it really depends on how often you really think you're going to be using that second language. Like if it's for school or like a test, then you know you just gotta practice pretty much every day. That's all you can really do. If you plan on visiting a foreign country for a few weeks as a tourist, then you only really have to know the most common phrases to get by. But if you plan on actually living somewhere that requires you to use a second language on a daily basis, the best way to learn is usually to find an environment where you can consistently practice what you learn with other speakers, because knowing all these words and grammar mean nothing if you can never actually apply it in conversations. The secret advice is to just find a girl or boyfriend that speaks the language you want to learn, and you'll find out that you can learn things real fast when you want to learn something to impress someone you like. Who is your favorite K-pop boy/girl group? I don't listen to new K-pop songs much nowadays, but when I was in the military, I think my favorite group was Red Velvet. Is Korea a harsh environment for content creators like you? Well, for Twitch streamers, it's an absolute hell now since Twitch Korea is gone so people can't monetize. But since I get most of my revenue from YouTube, I think Korea is probably one of the best places to live, especially if you work online. Because the internet's really good, the delivery system for food and shopping is great, transportation and healthcare are very convenient, and prices are in general lower depending on where you live. You ever just wake up feeling like an absolute zombie? Honestly, pretty much every day I have to pick myself up out of bed, but I always tell myself it's not how you start the day, it's how you end the day. Have you thought of making a Minecraft server? We actually had one very recently we played on when we were trying to get the Variety channel monetized, so I made a round for long-term viewers and members. But eventually everyone naturally stopped logging on after a few weeks, which is what usually happens with Minecraft servers. We'll definitely come back to it though when we're all back on the random Minecraft boot in like a year or something. What kind of exercise do you do? Strength training, stretching, or some kind of cardio? What's your workout plan? Why do you exercise? So right now I'm doing only cardio because I want to lose a good amount of weight before I do strength training. Basically, it just consists of me walking to this mountain maybe 5 to 6 times a week near my house and doing a few laps, which takes maybe 2 to 3 hours. And to be honest, the main reason why I started working out was because ever since I started to learn how to do art, I kept looking for drawing references of people for like shading and clothing stuff, but it was super annoying trying to find the exact pose or light angle that I was looking for. So I just said, F it. I'm just gonna get a really nice body so I can take photos of myself to use as a drawing reference. I'm still a long way off from the ideal body because I've definitely been a little lazy after finishing military, but I think I lost around 10 kilograms in the last 8 months or so I'm close to the weight I want to be at before I start doing weights. I have this question and it's important. Are you happy? I wouldn't say I'm happy per se because there aren't many things in my life right now that give me a genuinely positive emotional response. Like, I don't know if this is because I'm just getting old or like I just experienced everything I could have experienced. But over time, I started to accept that I don't really have to be happy as long as I feel like I'm just not wasting my days away. Poly, if you had to relearn League, how would you do it and would you do it? Dude, I'll be honest, if someone told me to start playing League right now from start, I definitely wouldn't. Like, there would have to be an insanely good reason to do so, my god. Why do you always put wisdom/motivation messages at the end of your videos? I think I started doing those like 3, maybe 4 years ago when I was going through a rough time in my life. So the messages were also reminders for myself to keep going and not giving up. But after doing it for a while and after I got a little bit better, I kind of felt bad for my viewers because I felt like they were artificially increasing the length of the videos I was uploading. And since a lot of my videos at the time were 1 to 5 minute videos, it definitely didn't seem right to have this like 30-second section at the end of each one. So I got rid of them for a while. But to my surprise, a lot of the comments actually really enjoyed the messages I was leaving, and they asked if I could put them back. So nowadays, since all of my videos are longer in general, it just became a tradition to have these motivational sentences at the end. Hi Poly, what is the best snack? You aren't hungry enough for a meal but craving a munch on something? I've been eating mostly fruits and nuts for snacks recently because of the whole trying to get a good art body thing. It was hard at first because my body just really wanted to eat something unhealthy, but after avoiding things like chips and soda for months at a time, I just kind of stopped wanting to eat those. Ever play Overwatch? I actually used to upload Overwatch videos on this channel like a long time ago when it was popular, but I never play nowadays because at some point the game just wasn't fun anymore. Will you ever host a fan meet anywhere, much less for Singapore? Probably not because I don't think I'm anywhere big enough as a content creator to have people that want to meet me, and also because I'm just shy. Do you follow professional LoL? I usually only watch the finals of an event or during Worlds, but I don't watch much of the regular split games. I'm not Korean, but I'm doing the whole military thing, and there are just some days when I'm not loving it that much. Could you give me some tips on what you did to get through the hard times? Ironically, I started to enjoy life way more after I finished the military, which is probably the worst thing I could say to someone inside the military right now. But if you're only there for a certain amount of years like I was, just thinking about the things I was going through after I got out was usually enough to keep me going during the worst times. Like right now, just the knowledge that I can eat whatever I want, do whatever I want, even small things like going to the bathroom or watching a video on my phone when I want to, it's so gratifying since you simply don't have access to these things in the military. I obviously don't go around spending hundreds of dollars on food just because I can, but just knowing that I have the option to do so if I want to, just having that freedom is something I can never take for granted anymore. I guess that's why I can be more optimistic in general, simply because whenever I think about something going wrong in my life, I always ask myself, is this worse than military was? And 99% of the time, it definitely wasn't. So I can't help but feel like I should just suck it up sometimes and stop whining. Once you experience the lowest of lows, you can't help but feel like everything after is going to be alright, since it is by comparison way better than before. Hey Poly, how do you deal with the feeling of unaccomplishment on a project you worked on for hours? And as a fellow artist, how do you deal with the urge to learn and do every single skill? Feeling unaccomplished after working on a project for a long time is definitely a mental thing, so you might have to shift your perspective on what you believe gives value to your work. A lot of people have the tendency to value their work based on the opinions of others, for example. Like, this is just one example. I obviously don't know the exact thing you're feeling, but this is just one possible angle to view things from. Sometimes people spend like 100 hours editing a video, but it gets like 1 view and now they just want to quit. But the only way to prevent this feeling from happening is accepting that the value of your work comes from the process and not the end result. It shouldn't matter if your video gets 100 views or 100,000 views, because the moment you start quantifying your worth based off of arbitrary things like view counts or upvotes, for example, the moment you rely so heavily on other people's opinions that you neglect your own, you're setting yourself up for failure. Do you remember when you were young, when you started playing a game or you drew something for the first time? Children have the most amount of enjoyment in new things simply because they just do not care what other people think. Like, it doesn't matter if the first game they played is good or bad, it's probably going to be fun for them no matter what, because it's the first time they're experiencing this kind of thing. It also doesn't matter to them that the stick figure they drew is like objectively simple or lacks detail. They're just trying to draw what makes them happy. Only when we start making comparisons between what we're doing now and what we think we should be doing is when we start to lose that sense of joy and accomplishment that we had when we were young. If you have an urge to do a ton of things at once, don't even think about it for too long and just do it. It doesn't matter what you decide to do, but if the indecision of figuring out what to do is taking away time from the actual doing, then it's a bad thing. But yeah, that's all the comments we have time for today again. Once again, if you guys are curious about something or just want to ask me a random question, remember to put it in the comments below and I'll try to answer ones that I haven't answered before. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.